So first and foremost, I thank everyone for being here today for Ken Seymour's big day, making CW2. I specifically want to welcome Sarah and Wesley and Kennedy. So again, thanks to the family being here. I'm not going to do traditional comments because Ken told me he wanted to keep it short, which I think everybody appreciates that. But I did want to run through a couple of bullets for Ken. So enlisted in the New York Army National Guard, 17 years old, reported Fort Leonard Wood, served as the MP, mobilized at Fort Drum. He was AGR with Alpha Company 49th Missile Defense Battalion in Fort Greeley. In April 2007, he got promoted to a signal NCO. So again, there's proof that some MPs do have some sense because he went from MP to signal, so we like that. In April, married Sarah in 2005, I believe, spent 8 years in Alaska, and apparently Sarah told him it was time to move back to warmer weather, so they got here in Georgia. First time I got to work with Ken is when he was the 648, the 420th Readiness NCO over the 648. So and I see a bunch of 648 faces here. Donaldson, Littell and me, Fortson, Nesnick. If I miss somebody, you're included. But that's when we first got to work with Ken, and he was a tremendous Readiness NCO. He was the one who resurrected what we call the GIST, was DOMOPS communications capability. I mean, him and Spees at the time, I think it was, man, that thing was a bucket of rust, and he was able to basically gut it and get it all working again, which started a lot of the GIST platforms and DOMOPS capability from the state. So you can thank the guys who are having to deal with the GIST now. You can thank Ken for that one. He took the 424 to their first ever overseas training event in Romania, Sabre Guardian. I know there's some people in the room who got to experience that fun-filled time there in Romania. His military education, he goes everything from military police, signal support advanced course, master leaders course. He got his associate's degree from the American Military University, ended up commissioning as a warrant officer. It kind of makes me wonder how he had time for you, Miss Sarah. I don't know, you're running the family at home. His short time in the G6 now, he's led the transition of conference rooms to teams, so we all love teams. He has identified deactivated 35 circuits, saving thousands of dollars, expanded nipple Wi-Fi, so anybody in uniform that gets to use the nipple Wi-Fi, Ken was a big piece of that, making it happen. He helped make all our armory CCRI compliant, which is the Commander's Cyber Readiness Inspection. So you got to pass CCRI to be on the network at all. So Ken was a big part of that. He started a Chief Chat distro channel, which I don't know, that was the first time I heard of that. So that must be one of those chief mafia things that the warrant officers talk about what's going on in the state. But that, again, that's Ken. Replaced all the core hardware for 447, and he did all that while continuing to decrease the network hardware vulnerabilities here for the state of Georgia. So just tremendous work. It's obvious that Ken's always been a top performer, and it's so my distinct honor and privilege at this time to go ahead and pin him to CW2. Family.
Attention to orders. The Secretary of the Army has reposed special trust and confidence in your patriotism, valor, fidelity, and abilities. In view of these qualities and your demonstrated potential for increased responsibility, you are therefore promoted to Chief Warrant Officer 2, effective 30 April 2020. Signed, Daniel R. Hutchinson, General, United States Army, Chief National Guard Bureau.
If you were seated, please return to your seat. But if you're standing, I'll be brief. I think this is the last time, my last promotion, where I'll have the opportunity to have a select group of people come and enjoy this day with me. So, looking around, you can see that's kind of by design. I truly appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Colonel Strickland, thank you for those awesome words. You know, when I came here from Alaska as the 420th Readiness NCO, I couldn't spell Readiness NCO. I had no idea what I was really getting myself into. But coming into the 420th under the leadership of the 560th and then moving over to the 648th, the leadership and mentorship of the command teams and all the folks that I got to work with at those two elements specifically really helped mold me to where I'm at today. Because I came from an environment that was strictly pretty much MP world, and there's a certain way you can lead MPs that doesn't work for signal soldiers. And I kind of had to learn that the hard way. And I learned that while I was with the 560th and 648. So during my time there, I truly appreciate the mentorship that I received from my peers, leaders, everybody at that time. Warrant Officer Recruiting, Ms. Smith and your team. I wouldn't be here today without you. You hit me up to become a warrant many years ago, and I always had an excuse. Mr. Holt hates excuses, but I always had an excuse. And I don't know what it was that finally made me listen. But once I said yes and went down this road, you and your team were absolutely amazing. And that's why we have the Warrant Officer Corps in the state of Georgia that we do, because of you and your team. So thank you very much. Mr. Hogan and G6 team. You guys really kind of brought me in open arms right away. I really, truly do love working here. It's much different working at a state level than it is at a company level, especially the 420th, which I could all fit them all on a Greyhound in one day. So making the needle move for a small company is easy. At a state level, it's challenging. So I appreciate the team here at the G6 and DPI, and I look forward to the next chapter and what's to come. The kids, Wesley, Kennedy, I'm super proud of you guys. I love you both. You guys are becoming awesome, amazing little individuals, and I thank you so much for being there for your mom while I'm not. So, and Sarah, so before I get to her really quick, many of y'all don't know this, that Sarah was in for about 9 years? 9 years, I was right. So because of that, I can come home and vent without translation, right? Because we're going to hit an acronym, and the spouse is going to be like, what does that mean? Or the spouse isn't going to understand the command relationship and the sergeant major. So I can just come in the front door, drop a bag, and start venting. And it's amazing that I have that. I can't imagine life without you and being there for me, and just being that person that I can send an email to before I send it out to everybody is absolutely amazing. So, and I wouldn't want it any other way. And I love you. So, but with that being said, thank you all for being here. We'll be hanging out for a little bit with the family, and then I'm taking them down to get fine, shiny CW2 ID cards. So, but again, thank you all for coming here. Thank you.
Keep it quiet, right back here.